Welcome to another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks, and you can tell by the background noise there's a lot going on here, and that is a really good thing. We're at the home of the Benjamin Barnes YMCA, and I'm joined by LaKeda Smith and Jeff Knox. Jeff is the executive director of the YMCA. LaKeda is the executive director here of the Benjamin Barnes branch YMCA. So before we get started, LaKeda, tell us what's going on. We hear all these kids out here having fun. What's going on this afternoon?
Well, today is a typical after-school day here at Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA. We've transported about 75 children here today. When there's the registration, actually, the enrollment is 112, but 75 of those children are here today. And what happens with that participation number each day, because a lot of our families are from Mercedes-Benz and working families, and so they're on those swing shifts, and so the number just kind of goes along with that. But we can have up to about 90 kids here in any given day. And right now, Alice Pals is here from the University of Alabama, and we're doing mentoring and tutoring and all those wonderful things that come with after school.
I know in our tour earlier today, to see all the students helping out with our young children is such an inspiration. Now, I know this has been a life's work for you. How long have you been working with the YMCA, and how long in particular have you been here?
I've been with the YMCA since 2006 and Benjamin Barnes since 2010. I can say that this job, I guess it changed my life a little bit because basically, I've been in nonprofit in my entire professional career, but working here at Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA has given me, I guess what they would say, my second wind towards helping people and doing those things that are important to the working class family.
Now, Jeff, you are the executive director. And I think sometimes people get a little bit confused by that. There's the Central Branch YMCA, and then there's Central YMCA, and there's two branches, right?
Right. So technically, I'm the CEO for both of the branches. One, the downtown Y, and of course, Benjamin Barnes. And I've been here right at 18 months.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, just in time for all the fun of everything of the last few months to get a lot of things going.
Yeah.
Now, so, Jeff, you come with a lot of experience within the YMCA family, so to speak. Tell people who may not know you a little bit about your background and how you ended up coming to Tuscaloosa.
Sure, I appreciate that. I have been a part of the YMCA this is actually my 50th year. I first showed up at a YMCA when I was 6 years old. And started swimming, and I have been on payroll since 1980, so 42 years. And I was very blessed. The swimming got me a scholarship here to UA, and so I'm kind of circling back. It was a great opportunity to come here and get back to where I went to college because it's where my daughter wanted to go.
Well, have you enjoyed coming to Tuscaloosa?
Oh, yeah. It's been a heck of a ride, as you alluded to. Yes, sir.
Well, and for those that don't know, is that when you came here, and by no fault of your own, and really no fault of the current board, you inherited some financial situations.
Yes, sir.
And partnering with the city, we've been able to work with the YMCA to keep this beautiful place open. And beautiful, I mean, for what it does for our children and keep our YMCA vibrant.
That's right.
So I'm going to start, Jeff, with you and then go LaKeda and ask
Sure.
her the same question. Why is a strong, healthy YMCA important to Tuscaloosa and our entire community?
The YMCA is critical to any community because we're one of the few cradle-to-grave organizations in existence. Outside of a church, we serve, depending on program, anywhere from 6 months in our Child Watch program to the 1,300 seniors that we have that are members. And the one really unique thing about the YMCA and its mission is we don't turn anyone away due to a lack of financial resources. We will find a way to make sure the kids or the families or the seniors have an opportunity for the services they need. And we feel so strongly about that. That's really what drives our mission.
So, LaKeda, I'll ask you the same question.
Well, to reiterate what Jeff said, the YMCA is so important because, there are, in any community where there is organizations like ours that really the community need you and you should be there. We strengthen the communities in all of our program services, everything that we do. The YMCA is like we're holistic, a holistic approach. If you need help academically, we have you. If you need to learn to swim, we have you. If you need to learn to cook, we can help you with that. But we pride ourselves on being able, making the effort to find programming that is what we consider success would be programs that are really meeting needs. And so, and at the YMCA, I've been able to do that. I've been able to really work within the community and keep our programs and our services for those services that are needed to the people that need them most. And we do that. We'll bust you in if you need to be here. We'll find a way to get you here and not turn you away if you can't afford it.
I love that can-do attitude. Let me talk about something else that was a can-do. 2 years ago, roughly 2 years ago, we created Project Unity. One of the things we realized early on, there was a dearth of recreation opportunities for our young people. This YMCA decided to do something that we love in our community, and that's partner with Para when it comes to baseball.
Yes.
And I heard a good report last week about that partnership. Share, LaKeda, a little bit about that partnership and what it's doing for our young people here in West Tuscaloosa.
You know, baseball had become, for the YMCA and I guess Para too, Montgomery Youth Center, just an area where it was just a kind of a struggle to get children here. And so when we partnered together, we used our strengths. What we were good at, the Y could bring you the children, and Para could bring you, I guess, its name to help with recruiting people in, children in, and families. Facilities, absolutely. The fields, oh my God, the fields are beautiful there. And so we worked and focused on our strengths, and we worked together as two organizations that were making sure that the outcome would be to involve children. And so we worked together on how do we finding coaches, finding parents, getting support. And what it has done for the community is that it has proven that our kids still want to play baseball. There are children that want to do it. And it's proven that and it is providing a sense of belonging, not just the athletic portion of it, but those coaches and people are mentoring just in different ways. We're giving the children what they need in a way that's appealing. So it has done a lot. It has really, not just because we can say that we had almost 200 kids to participate. We had 200 kids that we could mentor, that we can empower, and that we can strengthen. We done that together. The Youth Center and Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA under the umbrella of Para and the YMCA of Tuscaloosa County. That was phenomenal.
And that's a great segue because as we're looking at a new Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA, and it's, you know, I've said in public meetings, this is historic. The city has never invested this much in terms of youth recreation in one area of our city, and I'm glad it starts here, this type of investment right here in West Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely.
And the new Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA, which if all goes well, could be under construction this time next year. A lot of things have got to fall in place, but certainly within the next 18 months.
Yes.
What kind of partnerships do you anticipate coming with the new Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA, Jeff?
Well, the work with Para, as LaKeda mentioned, has been wonderful. What we're going to be able to do from a partnership standpoint is we multiply ourselves versus fighting over the same resources. Now we're taking a look at what opportunities are out there. What does the YMCA do well that can fill a gap that Para needs help? What does Para do well that the YMCA needs help filling that gap? So, and that's the way we're approaching this project. And with the city's support, this, I think, will be something, as you said, historic. It's certainly unprecedented in this area. And so being able to partner with Para, the city, bringing in schools, we have the tech center, we have Mod Watley, we have all of those corporations that are in that area. So there is tremendous opportunity to have a geometric effect in West Tuscaloosa that doing things individually would never be able to do. So that's really exciting.
And I commend both of you. I mean, and the board, the YMCA
Absolutely.
board, for seeking out partnerships. You know, anytime a city can invest and those dollars get multiplied and leverage, I mean, the multiplier effect of that is tremendous. Now, LaKeda, you know, a couple years ago, and this was a good thing. It was before your time, Jeff. It was just probably, I can't remember the exact timeline, maybe 6 months to a year before Jeff got here. There was a community outcry because this building was falling in disrepair. And, you know, certainly there's a lot of reasons for that. And something really, I think, dynamic happened. The community rallied around Benjamin Barnes. And talk about what a positive impact that was, because that created so much forward momentum in this. And as executive director, the second part of my question is, what do you hope to see in a brand new Benjamin Barnes YMCA that opens up sometime, hopefully in 24?
Okay. Well, as you mentioned, the community support and voices were loud, but they were also, as you say, a way to open up things that needed to happen for Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA. We cannot go without saying that Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA means a lot to the community. And so there were people, and there are people that continue to be very, on board with positive and good change for Benjamin Barnes. A new facility would allow and enable us to continue to be Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA, but in a newer facility. We're going to, of course, our programs will continue to be those that strengthen the community. We will not ever not do that, and we will continue to be something that a place the community would be proud of. As Jeff mentioned, we are like the place between church and home. We are the place between school and home, and we will still be the Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA.
Now, explain to people why Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA is more than just sports recreation, and I'm guilty of that too. What I've seen here today really has less to do with recreation and more to do with education and enrichment. Talk about what's going on around these walls right now that we hear. Those are the best sounds in the world, by the way.
Well, I'll do this. If I could, I will give a story that I think that means a lot to me, but also it's exactly who we are and who we've been. My first year here, there was a child who had all kinds of behavioral problems. The mom was really, really struggling with the ability to look out for him. And now this child is on the debate team at his school. We continue to each year work with mom, work with whomever to be that place where this child could come and mom could go to work. Let's not leave that part out. Mom was really having to find a place to finding jobs. And by the way, now she's a business owner, by the way, but she wouldn't be able to find what she needed, at the time she done what she had to do for her family, but she also discovered herself. And so in the YMCA, I think that story sticks with me because it's not a story, it's reality. That's really what happened. And the YMCA, we will continue to be, the Benjamin Barnes Branch YMCA with the YMCA in Tuscaloosa, we're under that umbrella, we'll continue to make changes in people's lives. We will really continue to empower. We don't turn you away for money, and we don't turn you away because you don't have anywhere else to go. We will become that place for you to go. We have social workers in here now, people that we are partnering with because we want to make the best impact, and we cannot do that unless we know and we listen. We have to listen to them in order to do it. So we will continue to be that. We will be exactly that as long as we can be that.
Keep telling that story.
Okay.
So Jeff, so we can create more stories like that.
Absolutely.
How are you and LaKeda and the board going to look at programming in this new facility?
We did a community survey that went out to not only West Tuscaloosa, but our membership at large, as well as opportunities for anyone in Tuscaloosa to provide their feedback, looking for specific programs or services or events that they feel we need to be able to provide at the new location. And so we're filtering through that and really excited about some of the feedback that we've gotten. And so we hope to be able to deliver that, not waiting necessarily until the new facility opens, but begin incorporating that in what we do now.
So we'll roughly have about $9 million for construction. Can you put ish on top of $9 million? To me, that's still a very, very big number.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
How will you prioritize what goes in? I mean, is that just basically go up to $9 million of what you can fit in to serve the children of Tuscaloosa? Because I think this is a beginning and not an end.
Correct. And I think what we would do is, like with anything else, it's bang for the buck. How can we impact the most people, starting with our children and their families, with that $9 million? And so is it going to be, from a facility standpoint, we're looking at a lot of areas in a new building that can be used for multifunctional opportunities. So not necessarily just a classroom or not necessarily a gymnasium, but what can be value added to that to really make a difference? The quick example is you see a lot of double gyms around, and well, not in Tuscaloosa, but in a lot of places. And you might divide it down the middle. Well, why not divide it in 4 areas where you can run childcare and a group exercise class and still allow for full court basketball going on? So making ideal use of space And we've come so far in that versus the way buildings were much more industrial when, say, the existing Benjamin Barn was built, and most YMCA schools, et cetera. Now being able to maximize the space.
Yeah.
You know, every square foot should mean something, and every square foot should be able to translate to an impact.
That's, the thing that really has struck me about what you guys do is two things. One is the cradle to grave mission. I think, growing up in Tuscaloosa like I did, everything was the YMCA.
Right.
And so I've certainly have understood the part of the youth of my life. But as I've gotten older, I've understood the broader mission. The second thing that just really impresses me about what y'all do every single day is that you don't turn any of our children away, and your impact seems to be on the workforce side, which is something that when you're talking about the greatest economic issue facing our community, it's workforce. And childcare is always a part of that dynamic.
Absolutely.
So thank you for what you're doing. So I want to close with this. We're excited about what's going to happen in 23, 24, and 25 as we move through this process. And we hope everyone will be involved, because my favorite quote is, "Victory knows 1,000 fathers." We need everyone involved in this to make it work. But our children have needs today.
Absolutely.
And it's tough. And we have a lot of kids that are coming up through some very difficult circumstances where this place can be a beacon of hope. If someone, LaKeda, wanted to donate to the Benjamin Barnes YMCA, how would they do so?
They can come here, 2939 18th Street. They can donate online, ymcatuscaloosa.org. Or they can call me and I'll come get it.
and Jeff, I know the YMCA serves a broader mission, not just, and of course, what gets lost is Benjamin Barnes serves more than just West Tuscaloosa.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And
16 schools.
Wow. And so the YMCA in general serves a broader mission. Somebody wanted to help the YMCA in general, who should they contact?
They can contact me at the downtown branch. They can call me, 205-345-9622, which on old school phones spells YMCA, by the way.
I knew that.
Okay.
But that's because that's the number you called to see if the games got rained out when I was
That's
a
right.
little kid.
That's right. It's 9622 is a good YMCA number. But also they can donate online, or they can contact me. My email's on the website if they have something specific they need some help with, or would like to help someone else.
Yeah. Well, I want to say thank you for your leadership, and I'd be remiss if I didn't share this story with you. In fact, at the time, it really scarred me, but now I look back, it's one of those great memories of life, and you'll understand what I mean by that in a second. Growing up here in Tuscaloosa, playing baseball, it was through the YMCA, and we were playing All-Stars, and this was to go to the state, and we were playing, Oakdale had a park. This was before your time, and we were, the downtown Y was playing the Benjamin Barnes Y in the championship, and they had to beat us 2 games in a row because we beat them earlier in the tournament. Long story short, they beat us first game. The second game, we're down 1-0, and bases are loaded, and it's Walt Maddox up the bat. And they had a pitcher. I mean, I swear, I think the guy was Clemens. He was throwing heat. I fouled off 12 in a row and hit 2 over the fence. But they were foul. And then I struck out. And I remember crying at home plate, watching Benjamin Barnes celebrate on the mound, and my dad coming out and just hugging me.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what? That was, I look back, that's one of the greatest memories of life, because here you had Tuscaloosa come together. And after the game, people were smiling. We all went to school together. It talked about community. And that's what the YMCA is. It's community.
Absolutely.
And I will, that's a lesson that, maybe hurt me for a second on that at home plate, but has made me a better mayor my entire life. And that's because of the YMCA. So I just want to say thank you. I've been a member, I guess, since I've been 17 years old. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your mission. This has been another edition of Tuscaloosa Talks.